you're a manager, a CEO, or founder, here are 5 things you should absolutely stop doing. Make sure you stay for number 5 because it is my biggest pet peeve. Number 1, stop micromanaging. Stop giving every single person on your team every little task they're supposed to get done. Instead, switch to giving big projects and big macro tasks and allow your team to figure out what those micro tasks are supposed to be. And then it's important on the front end of this to make sure that you let them know that if you get stuck on a project or if you're not quite sure what to do next, that I am here to guide and support you through that system, but I don't want to get in your way. Number 2, ignoring employee feedback. I have met countless managers and CEOs and business owners who completely ignore employee feedback simply because they feel like their opinion seems to be more important than their employees. I want to make sure everybody understands how important this one is, because some of your best ideas, some of your best criticism and feedback for making your product or service better are going to come from your employees who are closer to the ground. Remember, Gmail was not created by the CEO. It was created by an employee. Number 3 is withholding constructive feedback. This is a tricky one. It's kind of the flip side of the coin from allowing employees to give feedback. You also, as a manager or a CEO or founder, have to be willing to give the feedback to your employees. This is a weird, tricky line to walk, though, because you don't want to sound condescending or act like your opinion matters more. I just think it's important that you have to figure out how to let your employees know when they're not doing a good job at something specific and guide them and support them into doing a better job. Don't just tell them, hey, you suck at this. Tell them why you think it could be better and give them examples. Being a leader through that process is probably the most important part. Number 4, stop setting unrealistic expectations. This is super common across the board and everywhere you go. Whenever we are the manager or the CEO or the owner or whatever, and we're the visionary of the organization, we have such a big picture view of where we want the company to go. And we tend to set expectations and goals that are just way more lofty than they should be. I think one of the best ways you can approach this is allow your team to set some of the goals for you and allow themselves to be held accountable for them. That you can manage this and make sure that, hey, well, this doesn't really quite meet what I'm trying to accomplish. Can we stretch this out a little bit? Opening that dialogue up is incredibly important. Like I said, number 5 is my biggest pet peeve. If you've gotten this far in the video, please make sure you hit a follow and like the video. It would be super, super helpful with the channel moving forward. So here we go. Stop referring your team as a family. It's not a family, and everybody in the meeting knows it. I know there are a dozen manager books and self-help books that say you should refer to your team as a family or treat them like family. And I understand the premise and wanting to do that. And I understand the positive connotations with that. But the reality is that it's not a family. Be honest with your employees. No, this is a team that we've got an objective to accomplish. This is not just a family where anything goes, because your family gets away with a lot. And we also know at the end of the day, whenever things get tight, you're not going to treat them like family. You're going to treat them like employees. So be honest and upfront about it in the first place.